It's time for the Jim and Terry Show.
The Jim and Terry Show, not afraid to tackle some controversial topics, especially when we don't really know what we're talking about.
Oh, be afraid. Be very afraid.
All right, I'm thinking especially of Flight PS752, of Masha Amini, of hijabs, of burqas, of morality police, and Iran, and the Iranian Revolutionary Guard.
Don't they just sound mean?
A Revolutionary
Guard.
Well,
The Guardians.
Yeah, let's link it up and start with where we're at. How did we get here? Well, Poilievre got up, I think, in the House of Commons and was talking about the dissatisfaction with the Liberal government for not labeling Iranian Revolutionary Guard as a terrorist group, because this, as in yesterday, was the 1,000th day after the Iranian Revolutionary Guard shot down a civilian aircraft carrying, I'm thinking it's over 100 and some odd, 130 some odd Canadians of Iranian descent who were on their way to Canada to relocate, to meet with family, to settle in Canada.
I remember.
So, yeah, should there be more done politically to isolate? What can we do?
You know, on that one, I guess I could agree, but I don't know what it would do. You know what I mean? Like, where are we in this world? You know what I mean? Like, there's evil coming to the surface like crazy. They would probably, the Revolutionary Guard would probably say, we were just doing our job, killing that woman to death, beating her to death. She was, blaspheming Allah with her.
Right. This is Masha Amini, who was killed, the 20-something
I'm sorry, I
year
don't
old.
remember names, because there's so much going on, so much heartache, so much bad happening. The revolutionary, it looks good, but where's that going to end? I mean, the powers that be, are they still in power? Will they kill all of their citizens? I don't know. Where's it going to go? I don't know. Like they're protesting in the streets right now, and the women are throwing off their hijabs and cutting their hair and everything else. And it's nice. I got to admit, it's nice to see these beautiful young people looking beautiful and young, because they didn't wearing those.
I wouldn't care whether they're beautiful or whether they're young. I like the idea of
all
women
young people
being
are beautiful,
liberated.
Too. All young people are beautiful, and they're marching in the streets, and they're
Let's talk about Toronto. 50,000.
Yeah, they messed me up on Saturday. I was going to Christina's, and I had to detour. I went, I ain't going down there. Something wrong. Something's going on. Like there's something wrong, and I didn't know what it was. I was on Rutherford and Yonge, near Yonge.
Yes.
And I went back past Bayview, and there was like 1,000 cars making a left turn on Bayview. I go, why are they making a left turn on Bayview? Something's wrong somewhere down there. And so then I found, I cut off. Because of my work I previously did, I know a lot of shortcuts. So I cut off, went down, found my way through the back roads over to Christina, my girlfriend's house. And then I discovered that they were in North York, Yonge and Major Mackenzie, I think.
Yes.
50,000 of them. Well, way to support. I mean, I have no problem with that. I mean, unfortunately, it messes up the streets, but for those people, this is very, very important.
50,000 tells you this is something worth protesting freedom about.
Well, it also tells you the average Iranian person doesn't want their women covered. If they're protesting, if there's 50,000 of them protesting, it's sort of a law that they have to keep.
Yeah.
I also want to point out, which I liked, some of the protesters were women with their hijabs on.
Mm-hmm.
And I like that. To me, that's genuine protest, you see.
Yep.
You got the people there saying, I'm wearing it. Because I've
it's
talked
your
to people.
Right to choose.
They choose to cover their hair. I think there's even some Iranian Christian women who cover their hair. That's what they just want to do. Yeah. Shows respect or whatever it shows. It's their morality. It's like not every woman will wear a bikini some will wear full bathing suits.
Did you say a burkini?
Burkini.
I'm sorry. I had to go there. Yeah, I'm not sure. My general philosophy is that anybody who's forcing anybody to dress, to pray, to act, to recite, to do anything in a particular way, when you insist that everybody do it your way, I'm sorry, that's when we the radar goes up and say, I'm not so sure that you should be telling anybody what they should be doing.
Yeah, well, you may be right in all that. I kind of, my feelings as well don't make people, when the Spaniards came to South America or Central America, they forced by gunshot or
musket
sword to get baptized.
Yeah.
Well, I'm sorry, those people you're baptizing aren't Christians. They're doing it to save their life.
In the belief of the day, did they believe that those were valid conversions, expressions of the Spirit?
It was like the Crusades. Like a lot of we've mentioned this before, like the Pope or somebody sends a whole army of 300,000 people
convert or be killed
type of philosophy. They're missing the point. It's their leaders that'll have to pay the price for that when it comes to glory.
Whoa, let me get that right. That's a metaphor that's worth exploring. Missing the point. Oh, how many people died at the end of a point?
Well, yeah, but I mean, a lot of the people who went, number one, that was the only way to make a living, is be conscripted in an army. Number two, they couldn't read. Number three, even if they could, the scriptures were kept from them. And so they were told what was in the scriptures. So that's why you got those messes going on.
That is a captive audience.
Yeah. Christianity is gentleness, kindness, come out from them. Like you're not going to convert the world. Don't judge anybody outside of your own. Number one, don't judge anybody. You can judge all things, but definitely you have no right to judge people that are outside of the church.
Does the church have an equivalent of the Iranian Revolutionary Guard?
I don't know.
Would you say the Proud Boys or the Oath Keepers are examples of an Iranian Revolutionary Guard?
Well, you could be, but it's the same thing, okay? I mean, what did Christ say? Or in the Gospels anyways, you will know them by their fruit. And if your fruit is anger, manipulation, bullying, violence, all of those things are absolutely the total reverse to the teachings of Jesus Christ. Totally reverse to the teachings of Jesus Christ. And the thing that gets me the most, of course, is believing a lie or saying a lie. That is super against the teachings of Jesus Christ, who is the truth. So yeah, you have the same idea going, a bunch of people thinking, we've said it before, there's two ways you can view it. You can go, I'll go here and I'll do that, God willing. Or I'll kill you, God's will. Yeah. Two ways of viewing it, Well,
I get your point.
Yeah, ouch. I would think there would be an equivalent of that in the modern world, but not everybody that says they're Christian are Christians.
Well, you get the problem of the wolf in sheep's clothing.
Yeah. And I think probably the same as in other religions. I don't know. I mean, the Beatles really rebelled against Rabbi Shankar.
Ravi Shankar.
And they wrote songs and everything about him because he was hitting on all the women.
Yeah, so who was it? George Harrison, who pursued the spiritually. Yeah, allegedly. Yeah, okay. So we don't know a lot, and that's fine, but you got to know that if you're talking violence, you're probably not talking the right language. If you're talking anger and hate, you're not talking the right language. No. So your language should be the love language.
Yeah. And it's so the same if you're the leaders of in Iran and you're doing everything you're telling everybody not to do. I mean, that happens in, all kinds of religions.
Yes.
It's
hypocrisy is
hypocrisy,
awful.
Unbelievable hypocrisy.
But call it out. And
yeah, well, in this particular case, I don't know what they really are like, the leaders, but they're probably living in the lap of luxury. I'm guessing, and they're catered to, and they're probably in amongst them is probably super hypocrites.
Well, when you try to bend your letters of your religious laws to get away with something, it's the same as the Herschel Walker. Paying for abortions, but I don't know the lady.
Holy, and then she turns out to, I don't know if you'd heard the latest, she turns out to be the mother of one of his children.
Yes.
I think you know this lady.
Well, in what sense? The biblical sense? I don't know. Yeah, the duplicity of these kinds of things always bothers me. I've read books in which the males, the men of certain villages would be able to marry a younger lady for a day so that they could have conjugal rights as a way of bypassing prostitution and claims of immorality.
Yeah.
So you arrange to marry someone, and a cleric has to approve this, right? It's got to be.
I know, it's just nuts. That is crazy and nuts and right off.
There is craziness all around us, but not in the Hobbit hole, or maybe there is.
Well, the thing that you were mentioning about Herschel Walker, the main thing that's bothersome is he's still okayed by the people that are supporting
The Republican Party.
Yeah.
Oh, sad but true. Jim and Terry signing off. Bye-bye.